Welcome back to the Ford Ranger ABT Brim Grand Final. Our anglers are already out there on the water getting prepared, and Steve Starling is down there with them.
Well, here we are on the morning of day 2 of the Ford Ranger ABT Brim Grand Final from beautiful Lake Macquarie in New South Wales. Day 1 was a tough, challenging one for our competitors, but it still produced 173 brim, including some magnificent big specimens. The leader after day 1 is none other than AFC's own Scotty Towner. And of course, his non-boating partner from that first day, Daniel Bray, is leading the non-boaters section. The whole field gets shuffled now. There's a random draw. Our non-boaters get paired with different boaters for today. But it'll be the last day for the non-boaters today. It's all over for them because on the third day, just the leading 4 boaters go head-to-head in identical Quintrax boats. That's going to be the real highlight of this event. But let's have a look now at what happens on day 2.
Another perfect day greeted our pros, and expectations were high, but Steve, generally on the second day the weights are reduced.
That's right, this second day is a really important day for our non-boaters that are fighting for the boat, but our pros that want to make the cut. And on the second day of an ABT event, the fish have seen a lot of lures and those weights will generally drop. If you can catch the same bag on day 2 as day 1, you're going to go up the field.
The start of the weekend brought plenty of recreational boaters, and that meant plenty of boat traffic.
The sizeable brim that were anchoring a lot of anglers' bags on day 1 were virtually absent on day 2, and these bag weights dropped as a result. The Swansea Bridge, however, was still a very popular place for anglers that did have a fish or two and wanted to fill out their limits. These guys knew that catching 5 fish on the second day was going to give them a great chance at making the cut.
One pairing that found success was boater Ben Godfrey and his non-boating partner Arthur Hatzipetro. The pair started at the bridge and then moved to the flats where they upgraded 2 times. A 29 and 30 centimetre brim both caught on a shallow diving jackal chubby.
Now, Ben needs 2.85 to win, and he's got a reasonable bag. Is there 5 in there, Ben?
Yeah, there's 5.
Okay, what do you think your chances are?
Oh, I won't hit 2.8.
No, I don't think it will either. 2.85 you need, and it's going to go 2.3 on the knocker.
Victorians Cam Whittam and Jordan Trusty found the going quite tough on day 2. Cam headed to the same flats that he fished on day 1 and worked a Lucky Craft Bevy Pop S and a shallow Bass Day crankbait. Despite hooking plenty of fish, they only managed to land 3 legal size brim for the day.
Cameron Whittam. Now, Cameron, you were looking pretty good yesterday, and 3 fish today. Tell us about the difference in the 2 days.
It was a little bit tough, mate. Had a couple other chances, and, you know, that's the way fishing goes.
You need 2.09 kilos.
No, it's not going to happen.
No, 1.68. Still a nice bag of fish, but, you know, you needed another 2 in there, didn't you, mate?
That's it.
Steve Wheeler and Brad Smith tried their luck at the bridge early on and got their first keeper not long after, on a 3-inch Berkeley minnow in mouldy cheese colour. Steve lucked out in his day 1 locations and decided to move onto the flats later in the session. As the wind increased, so did the bite. They hooked a further 6 fish, but only managed to land 3 of them.
Steve, there's one real nice fish in there. There's only 4 in there, though, unfortunately. I bet you wanted that 5th one.
Yeah, we let him go about 3 times as well, so it hurt.
Now, Steve, you're in a really good position here. You only need 1.75 kilos to go into that winner's seat down there, and I think you might have that. With those 4 fish are going to go 2.34 kilos. We've got a new leader, Stephen Wheeler.
Scott Towner and Andrew Dibley also had a tough day. Not knowing the arena too well, Scott also headed to the same locations that he fished on day 1. Andrew Dibley dropped a couple of nice fish in the afternoon, as did Scott. He estimated the biggest being a 1.2 kilo monster. Despite losing this big fish, Scott managed to make it through to the final round.
And this is the final bag. This is the one we've been waiting for, because this is the man here, Scotty Towner, who was leading by a reasonably convincing margin after yesterday's first day. He needs 1.64 kilos to hang on to that lead, and he's got 3 brim in there. How are you feeling, Scotty?
Nah, Steve, I don't think it's going to be good enough. There's one in there that's only sort of about 2 mil oversized. He's only a little fella, but it'll be close, but yeah, we've still got tomorrow.
Ooh, the pressure's on me to get this weighing right now. 1.64 kilos, and he knocks Steve Wheeler out of first place. So let's make sure we've got the scales are happening. The 3 fish go in there, and it is 1.36 kilos. Close, but no cigar.
So after a very tough day 2, let's take a look at the leaderboard. And our 4 pros that have made the cut are Steve Wheeler, Scotty Towner, Cameron Whittam and Ben Godfrey. And spare a thought for Rod Wamsley, missing out on the cut by just 40 grams. And just before we announce which non-boater has won, let's take another look at this magnificent prize. The beautiful Quintrex Hornet Trophy Tournament fishing boat valued at around $30,000. Steve, who is going to take it home?
Local angler Drew Rhodes took out the non-boater section of the competition. He fished with Nige Webster on day 1, a 5 out of 5 bag for 2.89 kilos. On day 2, he was paired with AFC's own Timmy Morgan. Once again, he managed a 5-fish bag for a total of 5.41 kilograms. With that ready-to-go Quintrex boat package, Drew's now ready to make the step from non-boater to boater in the ABT events.
I've been competing in ABT events for 4 years, and it's a bit of a guess, but I've probably done 6 or 7 events and managed to qualify twice for a grand final, and this is the one that counts.
Well, here they are, folks, the 4 finalists in this year's ABT Ford Ranger Brim Grand Final. Literally the cream of the cream when it comes to brim anglers in this country. Ben, you must feel pretty good about being in this group.
Over the moon, Star. I just can't believe it. Out of the top 50 in Australia, I've come in the top 4, and just to fish against these guys is another dream come true, so it's awesome.
What about you, Cameron? A bit of pressure going out there tomorrow?
No, look, I really don't feel any pressure, Steve. It's just, you know, I take my tournament fishing seriously, but it's all about just having fun at the end of the day, and if I don't catch any fish, I still come fourth. It's all good.
Scotty, you're used to it. You've been in the AFC for a couple of years now, so you're not fishing for a position on TV, but you're fishing for a boat and, I'd imagine, for a lot of pride.
Definitely a lot of pride, Starlo. I'd love to win this one. The boat would be good as well, but yeah, I'll see how I go.
Steve, you're in the lead going into this, but there's not a big margin in it. Is it a good position to be in on top?
Well, Scotty's breathing down my neck, Steve, and so the other 3 guys, so I'm definitely the hunter tomorrow.
Well, good luck to all 4 of you, and don't go away, because right after the break, we're going to find out which one of these guys walks away with the boat, and also who our new competitor on the AFC series will be for next season.
When we return, the action really hots up on day 3 at Lake Macquarie.